Hey everyone, and welcome to another video. This time around, I'm doing a game review of DNF Duel, made by Arc System Works. It is based off of a Korean MMO called Dungeon Fighters, and pretty much, this is the fighting game of it. This review is going to be split into 5 categories. Each category is worth 1 point. The categories are sound, gameplay, content, visuals, and presentation. Sound. The background music is a treat to listen to. Arc System Works has been killing it for the last few games with their soundtrack, especially ones that are composed by Daisuke. They all just sound good. And here it's the same deal. This game, the music is excellent. It fits well with the theme. It fits well with the game. It's a really good soundtrack. If you want to listen to a sample, here it is. But overall, great music. Sound effects. They're crunchy, they're punchy, they're also satisfying. Each hit, each special, each super sounds so good. And they are. You got some really good, defining sounds. And yeah, they're just that good. The menu system has a tactile sound and it fits well. So overall, it's a good sounding game. The voice acting, depending on the language track, some of it sounds like it's being phoned in, others sounds really good. There are 3 language tracks, a Korean, a Chinese, and a Japanese track. I have mine set to the Japanese track as I find that's the best one out of the 3. So overall, for sound, I give it a point. Gameplay. The fun factor. It's a fun game. It is. For any casual who wants to play a fighting game, this is probably the best game to play for them. It's easy, it's simple, they can get in there, have fun with their friends and enjoy it. It's enjoyable to play, it's enjoyable to watch. It's a great game. On the competitive side, the fun factor decreases a little bit, and that's just mostly due to the sudden jump of skill cap and just the overall balance of the game. It is what it is. We have to accept it. So, accessibility. It's a very accessible game. It really is. They've simplified the controller. There's tutorials that teach you how to play the game. There's mission mode that teach you combos that are easy to do. And like I said, very straightforward. They grabbed elements and mechanics from Grand Blue Versus and Marvel vs. Capcom series and put it all together, and it all works well. And like I said, it's an easy game to get into. It's an easy game to play. Technical, depending on the version, you might have some bugs. On the console, you have a sound issue. On the PC mode, you got more bugs. On ranked mode, the menu system doesn't work at the end of the match. You have to wait until the timer runs out to kick you back to the main menu to play your next match. You also have an issue where if you type on the keyboard and you're using a controller, the controller won't work anymore. You have to unplug it and plug it back in. That's kind of annoying. So, overall, for gameplay, I give it a point. Content. Story mode. It's a visual novel. Arc System Works has been doing visual novels for their story mode ever since Blaze Blue, and here it's the same. It's a story mode. There's not really much to say about it. It's text, a match, a text, match, text, match. It is what it is. But unlike Blaze Blue, the story mode is condensed. It's not super long. It's short enough where you could spend a day and finish like quite a couple of the characters in one sitting. So it's pretty good. Things to do. This is a Paragon game, unfortunately. Every mode that you expect in a fighting game is here. And that's it. So we have an arcade mode, we have a versus mode, we have a survival mode, we have a rank mode, a player match mode, we have a replay theater, we have training mode. And that's it. There's nothing more. There's nothing more. It's just very bare bones. Is it a complete game? I don't know. Overall, they haven't really said anything whether or not there's going to be future DLC for this game, and they really haven't said anything whether or not they cut content out of it because they couldn't complete it. So, unfortunately, for content, I can't give it a point. So, visuals, animations. The animations are beautiful. Arc System Works has defined what it's supposed to be, what character models are supposed to look like, and how they're all supposed to be animated. They have done such an amazing job, and they continue to do an amazing job. It's just beautiful. It really is. For these 3D models to look like 2D and have it all just flow better at 60 frames per second, it's just beautiful. The character designs are somewhat generic, and that's just mostly due to the source material from Dungeon Fighters, while other characters are kind of unique. The gameplay for each character is unique, and each character plays differently from each other, but like the general look of the character, like you have two guys who have a sword and a gun. How generic is that, guys? Yeah. The world and the UI. The stages are beautiful. It's fun to sit there in training mode and just look at the stages and see all the little things that are going on back there, like the background characters doing stuff, small little events going on. It's beautiful stages. They really are. And the UI is simple and clean, and it works well with the game. It's not hard to navigate. Everything works well. Like I said, beautiful overall. So for visuals, it gets a point. Presentation. Portrayal. This game has been portrayed as an easy, accessible game set in Dungeon Fighters. And it is. It's exactly what it is. There's no bait and switch. There's no, oh no, it was supposed to be this, but it's not. It's this instead. None of that. It is straightforward, a fighting game based off of Dungeon Fighters. And it's easy to get into. So, kudos on that. The originality for the game? They grab elements from Grand Blue Versus and the Marvel vs. Capcom series, blended it all together to make this nice system, but has it been done before? Yes. And a lot of people will compare it to Grand Blue Versus. So, and add on top of the generic characters designs, it's, you know. Censorship and localization. There's no censorship. The game is clean. They didn't add no extra clothing. They didn't change the artwork from the source material to fit whatever. They didn't do any of that. It's exactly what it's supposed to be. The subtitles are translated correctly. They're exactly what they're supposed to be saying. They're exactly matching what is being said by the voice actors. It's clean. The localization is clean. There's no political insertions. There's no misgendering. There's none of that. Everything is exactly what it's supposed to be. So it is overall a clean game. So for presentation, I give it a point. DNF Duel is an easy, accessible game that is fun to play. You can get into it and enjoy. Yes, you can compare it to Ground Blue Versus, and you can find a lot of parallels to it. But there's enough of a difference that it can stand on its own and can be played for the fun of it. Whether or not it'll have longevity is a flip of a coin. But for now, it's a great game. I give it a 4 out of 5. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like and subscribe. It gives me some incentive to make more videos, so yeah. Well, until next time.